Hello dear students. In this video I am discussing with practical part of custom duty payable. In the previous video I have discussed with the meaning of custom duty, definitions and even relating to the types of custom duty. In this I am just discussing with how we can calculate this custom duty payable based on importing of goods from other country to our country. See, in this two steps has been involved. First one is calculation of assessable value under section 14 of Custom Act 1962. Another one is step 2 calculation of custom duty payable. Let us discuss with the first step, that is calculation of assessable value under section 14 of Customs Act. Here we have one term called assessable value. What do you mean by this assessable value? In the sense, it is the sum total of all the expenses which has been incurred in importing of goods from other country to our country. Okay, all expenses will be blended in terms of importing goods from other country to our country. That we will be calling it as assessable value. Otherwise it is termed as CIF value. Okay, CIF value. On the other hand, here it is otherwise called as transaction value. We know a transaction includes both buying and also selling. Correct? No, we will buy and also we will sell. This will be comprising of a transaction. For buying and selling, whatever the expenses has been included, okay, that we will be terming it as the total of all the expenses. That we will be calling it as assessable value, on which the custom duty will be calculated. Let us understand how we can calculate this assessable value. Here, if in calculation of assessable value, observe the problem. If CIF value has been given already in the problem, in the sense, again we just need to consider those things again. We just need to calculate adjusted FOB, adjusted CIF values. Okay, whatever the CIF value which has been given in the problem is not final. Again we just need to recalculate. Okay. For that sake, what we just need to do, in the sense, as CIF value, if it is given in foreign currency, okay, from that only we can calculate. Otherwise we can convert that to our Indian rupees. Okay, while if in the problem CIF value has been given, in the sense, first and the foremost thing, freight and insurance charges we just need to deduct to get this FOB. What do you mean by this FOB? Free on board, or otherwise called as freight on board. Okay, let us consider one example to understand this concept in a better manner. See here, if we just consider one importer is there, is from India. One importer is from India. From our country is importing goods. Okay, sorry, that is the buyer is from our country. If he is importing the goods from Japan, okay, if he is importing the goods from Japan, very important thing, there may be a chances that in Japan there may be one place by name called A. By name called A. This is the place where manufacturing of goods has been done. Okay, manufacturing of goods has been done. From the manufacturing place, those goods has to be transported to this exporting port. Okay, exporting port. Later the goods has been transported to importing port, that is in our country. Okay, in our country. This is what the procedure, how it will be done, and even how we will import goods from other country. See here, CIF means Here all the expenses which has been incurred for the sake of making all these arrangements will be considered. When it comes to free on board, we'll consider those expenses which has been incurred from this exporting port to the importing port. This only we will just consider. Okay, very important thing, cost which has been incurred from making available the goods from manufacturing place to the exporter port will not be considered in FOB. Okay, that's why we will readjust this FOB. For that sake only, if CIF value has been given in the problem, first and the foremost thing, to readjust this CIF value, we just need to deduct freight and insurance to arrive at this FOB value in the foreign currency itself. Okay, if we are importing goods from Japan, the transaction has been held with the help of our the currency or the medium of exchange is yen here. Okay, next, see, after calculating FOB value, if CIF value has been given in the sense, we just need to deduct freight and insurance. Okay, we'll arrive at FOB, that is free on board. Okay, see, as it is given in foreign value, we can convert with the help of exchange rate. Okay, that we can consider here. If exchange rate is given based on different authorities or institutions, how we just need to determine, I will just discuss that in the next slides. We just need to consider both, or we may consider in rupees also. Okay, in foreign value or in rupees, and as exchange rate has been given, what exchange rate we just need to consider, that I will just tell in the next slides. Here, if for the FOB value, if any accessories has been supplied, that is necessities or the supportive things which are required for this machine. Okay, here in our example, if we are importing machine, if any accessories has been supplied with this importing of machinery, that we just need to add here, because it is also cost for the importer. Okay, so we will arrive at total FOB. Afterwards, here these are very important, this will plays a very important role. Okay, you just need to remember all these things. If we just need to add only if they are not included in the above. If they have included, we just need to ignore, you have to keep in your mind. Okay, if it is not included, we just need to consider that. In that, first one is commission and brokerage. Here commission and brokerage here refers to what in the sense? What exactly mean by this in the sense? Any commission or brokerage which has been paid by the seller other than this buying commission, we just need to consider. If any commission which has been paid in our country, that we will not supposed to consider, because it is not a charge against the goods. Okay, next, cost of container, that means transportation cost which has been incurred from manufacturing place to the exporting port, and cost of packing relating to material and the labor which is relating to packing of this importing goods. Next, material, components, tools and other molds and consumables which are relating to forming part of this import, that will be considered. We just need to add if they are not included in the above. And design and development charges, if they are paid outside India, that is also very important thing. If any design and development charges, if you are paying after importing the goods, that we should not supposed to add here. If we are paying outside India in the sense, that we just need to consider here. We just need to add for this FOB value. Next, any royalties or license fees related to imported goods, that is for the usage of this machinery, if we are paying any royalty or even license fees, that we just need to add if it is not included in the above. Okay, for any other payment made in relation to sale, all those we just need to add here. Very important thing, that too if they are not included in the above. Okay, after adding all these things, we'll arrive at this adjusted FOB. That's what I have said. Very important thing, we just need to readjust the values to calculate this custom duty payable. Okay, if when we are importing the goods, if the values has been given in the foreign value, with the help of this exchange rates, we can convert to Indian rupees. Okay, we can convert that with the Indian rupees. Next, see here, along with that, after calculating this adjusted FOB, we just need to add the cost or the expenses which has been incurred from this exporting port. Okay, exporting port to the importing. Okay, importing port. Very important thing. Exporting port, Japan, from any one place. Okay, to importing port, let us consider Chennai. Okay, from that exporting port to Chennai, whatever the expenses incurred, that will be considered here. So here again we just need to add up freight and insurance charges. Okay, this is also very important theory part, you just need to understand. Here, if freight charges has been actually known in the sense that we can add here. If it is not known in the sense, we just need to keep in our mind. If actual has been given, we can deduct. If actual is not known in the sense, if we are importing goods with the help of water and even road, if we are importing goods with the help of water and road, freight charges we just need to consider it as 20% of total FOB. Okay, I will repeat once again. If freight charges is known, you just add. If it is not known, if we are importing goods with the help of water and road transportation, 20% of total this adjusted FOB we just need to consider. Based on this, how much we just need to calculate? 20%. Okay, 20% we just need to consider. Okay, when we are importing goods with the help of water and road transport. If we are importing goods with the help of air, you can see here with the help of air transportation, here we just need to compare two major things, that is actual or 20% of adjusted. We just need to compare these two things, whichever is least we just need to consider here. Okay, that is what one of the major thing. If freight charges has been not given relating to water and road transportation, 20% of total adjusted FOB we just need to consider. Okay, if in case of even known is given also, in case of air transportation, actual cost or 20% of adjusted FOB, whichever is least only we'll just consider here. Whatever the least amount is there, that we just need to deduct here. Comparison has to be made in case of air transportation, that is here you can see I will just explain actual that is air transport freight or 20% of this adjusted FOB again. Okay, 20% of adjusted FOB. We just need to compare these two. In that, what we just need to consider? Whichever is lower. Whichever is lower, we just need to consider, or least we just need to consider. Okay. When if actual insurance cost is given, that we can add. If it is not known, here you can see 1.125% of this again now adjusted FOB we just need to consider for adding of this insurance. Okay, then we'll arrive at this. After adding insurance and freight to the adjusted FOB, whatever the expenses, if we should not supposed to include this in the above, that we just need to deduct. Most this you just need to keep in your mind. Whatever the expenses we will incur after getting the goods to India, that we will not be allowed to add in the CF value. Okay, blindly you just need to remember that whatever the expenses which has been incurred from exporter place to importer place. All those expenses we will add. If any expenses, if they are incurred after getting the goods to our country, in the sense they are not allowed. If they are not included in the above, what we just need to do? If they are included in the above, what we just need to do? We just need to deduct. Okay, if they are not included, just ignore. First one you can see here, payment made for activities undertaken by the buyer on his own account. Without consulting with the seller, if any activities which has been done by the buyer, or for that if he is incurring any expenses, those will not be allowed here. If they are included in the above, we just need to deduct. Okay. Next, charges for construction, that is erection, movement, and even for assembly after importation. After importation, if any expenses has been incurred relating to the goods, that we will not consider. Next, duties and the taxes which we will pay in our country, if they have been already included in the sense, we just need to deduct. And cost of transport after importation, that is, let us consider, we have considered one example. We are importing goods from Japan to Chennai, correct? No, from Chennai, if we are moving these goods to Bengaluru, okay, whatever the transportation charges which has been incurred for this, if it has been included, we just need to deduct. Next, any other payments is not relating to import, if it has been included, that we just need to deduct. Afterwards, we'll arrive at this CIF or transaction value or assessable value. Okay, this is what the format of calculation of this assessable value. That's what I have said. If in the problem CIF value has been given, what we just need to do? We just need to readjust the values. For that, first and the foremost thing we just need to do is just need to deduct freight and insurance. Again, just need to calculate readjusted free on board, that is FOB value. Afterwards, we can calculate this CIF value, otherwise called as transactional value or assessable value. Next, here already I have said, when we are importing goods from other countries, exchange rates plays a very important role. Let us consider, if we are importing goods from USA, we cannot pay them with the help of rupees. Definitely we will pay, but in case of paying the amount, we just need to exchange, or we just need to convert our rupees to dollars to make the payment to the exporter, correct? No. So for that sake, what rates we just need to consider in the sense for determining this assessable value? If the expenses has been given in foreign currency, that is, if we want to convert that to Indian rupees, what rate we just need to consider? Okay, here you can see with the help of chart, beautifully it has been explained here. See, if only one rate is given, remember these things, if only one rate is given by the CBIC, no need to consider all these things. These are all not required. If more than one rate is given by CBI and C, more than one rate, if it is being given by CBI and C, we just need to consider, again we will come across with three situations. Exchange rate specified by CBIC, that we just need to consider. If more than one exchange rate has been given by various authorities, let us consider RBI is giving its own exchange rate, if financial institutions, if they are giving own exchange rates, if bank has been given its own exchange rates, if CBIC has been giving its own exchange rates, if more than one authority or institution is giving its exchange rate, in the sense we just need to consider which one exchange rate given by this CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Okay. If more than one exchange rate given by the CBIC only, in the sense we just need to consider the exchange rate which has been prevailed on the date of submission of this bill of entry. Okay, bill of entry will be submitted before the goods has been reached to our country. Okay, so here I will just brief out this. If only one exchange rate is given, you can go for the rate given by the CBIC. If more than one exchange rate is given, If exchange rate which has been specified by CBIC is there, that we can consider. If more than one exchange rate has been given by this CBIC and many other authorities like RBI, financial institutions and even banks, in the sense exchange rate given by CBIC, we just need to consider. If more than one exchange rate given by CBIC itself, in the sense the rate or exchange rate on the date of this bill of entry, we just need to consider. Okay. Next, second thing is calculation of duty payable. Okay, calculation of duty payable. Here, calculation of custom duty payable in the two steps. First one is calculation of assessable value, calculation of custom duty payable. First step we have discussed. Second step, calculation of duty payable. Here, as we know, assessable value that we have find out in the first step, we have calculated that in the first step. Based on that value, first and the foremost thing, we just need to add BCD, that is basic custom duty. It will be always standardized rate is 10%, or the percentage which is given in the question, we just need to consider based on the basic custom duty. Okay, on assessable value, we just need to calculate 10% or the rate which has been specified in the problem, we just need to consider here. Okay. Next, after adding these two, whatever value we will get, on this we just need to calculate this countervailing duty, otherwise called as anti-dumping duty. Okay, we have discussed in types, countervailing duty, anti-dumping duty. See, on this amount we just need to calculate the countervailing duty or anti-dumping duty based on the rate which has been given in the problem. Okay, we just need to add all these things, we will arrive at this value. Again, we just need to add the social welfare surcharge, SWS we used to say, social welfare surcharge. It is a type of custom duty, it is a replacement for education and health cess which has been done in the year 2018. It will be levied on 10% both on this BCD and CBD. Okay, this BCD and CBD on both we just need to consider, not on this amount. You just need to keep in your mind, not on this amount. You should not supposed to calculate SWS. And what you just need to calculate on this amount, and you just need to add this amount. Okay, both you just need to add. After adding these two, only these two, that is BCD and countervailing duty, after adding these two, whatever value you will get, on that you just need to calculate the 10%, that is social welfare surcharge. Okay. Next, we just need to calculate subtotal of all these things for the sake of calculating this IGST and GST compensation cess, that is assessable value and even basic custom duty and even countervailing duty and SWS. All the four we just need to add to arrive at this value. Based on this only we will calculate this IGST. Okay. If IGST rate is not given in the problem, standard rate you just need to consider is 18%. If it is given in the problem, consider that rates only. Okay. As already I have said, IGST is just like a interstate supplier. Even import we will just consider it as interstate supplier. On this value, subtotal of all this value, we will calculate this IGST payable. The two, if rate has been not given in the problem, 18% we just need to consider. If rate is given, we just need to calculate based on the rates given in the problem. Okay. Afterwards, if GST compensation says, see, it is applicable only on specific goods, that too luxurious goods. Already I have explained, luxurious goods which will belongs to section 8 of GST Compensation Cess Act of 2017. If there belongs to that only, this is applicable, otherwise it is not applicable. Based on that we will add this. Okay. And we will arrive at calculation of this custom duty payable. Okay. So this is how we will calculate the custom duty payable. Okay, thank you. And in the problem, if basic custom duties rates has been given more than once in the sense, okay, basic custom duty rates has been given more than once in the sense, we just need to consider the rate of duty at the time of submission of bill of entry. See, this bill of entry, the importer, that is a importer may submit with before importing the goods from the exporter, okay, or else if entry inward has been granted by the vessel for unloading the goods, which dates will comes later, on that date what is the basic custom duty, that we just need to consider. I will just repeat once again. See, bill of entry will be issued by the importer before or given by the custom agents, okay, who is helping in importing goods from other country to our country. Even they may give this before getting the delivery of goods, okay, on that date, or whenever this entry inward has been granted the vessel, that is for unloading purpose, which dates will comes later, on that date whatever the basic custom duty rate is there, that we just need to consider here. Okay, see, this is regarding how we can compute custom duty payable.